I finally have it for you guys, our third grade homeschool curriculum choices. Hey guys, it's Vani from Mrs. Mom's Homeschool and welcome to my channel. And if you're new here, I make videos to help you on this homeschooling journey, sharing everything I know to make it a little easier for you. I've been homeschooling since 2012. And today I'm here to share my third grader's homeschool curriculum. I'm not only going to share with you her homeschool curriculum choices, I'm also going to share with you our block schedule, as well as what is in our morning loop basket. Elementary science, which is 6th grade and under for us, I love to use the Good and the Beautiful Sciences. What I love about the Good and the Beautiful Sciences is that they have such a variety of different topics and you're not stuck to one topic the entire year. Your child can also choose the different subjects that they want to learn about. So I laid it all out for my daughter and also put it in order of what she wants to learn about, and we scheduled it that way. So I'm going to share with you the science units that I purchased with her from the Good and the Beautiful, and then I'll be making separate videos showing you exactly what is inside each one. Today's just like a brief overview. So for science, we are going to do kingdoms in classification, which is basically the kingdoms and classification of animals. We're going to do wonders of energy. We're going to do botany, and along with the botany, I have the Good and the Beautiful's drawing of 100 fun and easy trees in here for her. I also have the Good and the Beautiful's flower study book. I also have the reading pack books, and we're also going to finish this book that we haven't, unless we get through it this summer, which is the trees, the magic and mystery of trees. You can also buy this flowers game that I got from the Good and the Beautiful to go with our botany unit. She's also going to be doing reptiles, amphibians, and fish. And with those books, I bought the Eyewitness Reptile and Fish books at the Homeschool Convention to use with this unit. All these sciences are going to take up the whole year. We're taking our time. We're only doing a lesson a day, 3 times a week probably, actually. This will carry us through the whole year. We're going to be doing arthropods. I really liked this one when we did it with my 15-year-old when she was little and my son when he was younger, so we're going to be doing this one. And with that, I have some fun books. I have the Brilliant Book of Bugs. At some point, we're going to be doing health in the human mind as well. I didn't add this to the list, so we'll probably get to this over the summer. I don't know, we'll see. We also have the marine biology unit, which was one of my favorites to do as well. We have weather and water. I like how they included water with the weather, because when they had the old sciences, we never got through the weather or the water. And now they added it together and it's a lot shorter, so I like that a lot better. And then the last unit that I got for her, my book fell, was the space unit. And with this, I also have this cute little Osborne book, What Are Stars? It's a lift and flap book. It's probably a little babyish for her, but then we have the Osborne Look Inside Space book. It's also a lift and flap book. Lift the flap book. I'm saying lift and flap. And then we're gonna do, over the summer, we're gonna be doing nature studies, and with that I have the drawing 100 birds, and I have the birds and nests and eggs. We didn't do the bird unit study from the Good and the Beautiful because we already learned about birds this year, but this is just extra stuff for fun. Math. We are using the Good and the Beautiful Level 3 Math. So with this particular child, my youngest child of the 3, we started with the Good and the Beautiful Math because with my 15, almost 16-year-old, we started with Singapore Math. The Good and the Beautiful didn't even have a math, and we did Life of Fred, we did teaching textbooks, we tried Beast Academy for my son, we've tried all types of things, but I really love the Good and the Beautiful Math. Out of all of them, it's my favorite. So she's going to be doing level 3. It has its own box of goodies. I also got the math scratch pad. We also got the multiplication fact cards. It comes with an answer key and even a little whiteboard. And I'll do an in-depth review on this in the next 2 weeks. For a Bible this year, I decided to use a Bible curriculum that I had for my son, and we never got to it. It's from Positive Action, and it is the 3rd grade Growing with God. So I did a complete review on this, And the 7th grade one, I'll post that link above. Language arts. It's no surprise if you've been following me for a while that we are going with the Good and the Beautiful Language Arts Level 3. If you guys are new to homeschooling and you're wondering about the Good and the Beautiful, my son is up to level 7. He started at level 2 or 3. He is now at level 7. 7 is high school level. He's doing great, and in his testing for his evaluation, they both test way above grade level using the Good and the Beautiful. So the writing does pick up in 7th grade, just so you guys know. If you're starting and you're wondering, you're thinking about the future, writing is really heavy in 7th grade as it is a high school level. So this is level 3. This is not the newest level 3. We are sticking with the original versions because the original levels are a grade ahead. So level 3 here is actually advanced 3rd grade or regular 4th grade, which is what we've been doing already. So she's just jumping right into this. This is the remake of they redid this one already, but they're coming out with a new level 3, which is going to be more on grade level, but this is not that one. So for additional spelling practice, check out the video in the card above, how we do spelling, how I do spelling aside from the Good and the Beautiful, with the Good and the Beautiful words, just like 5 minutes every morning. Like in the Good and the Beautiful, she has to go over sometimes sight words or things like that. Once she usually gets through those quickly. So then we have her, I bought this at Target, and I just put her spelling words in here, and then we do our spelling activities, which I have a whole video on in the card above. It takes about 10 minutes every day. We do something different, and then and just check out the video and you can check that out. Okay, let's talk about history. So in the past, we've done Peaceful Press history, which she really liked until we got out of Little House on the Prairie and jumped into Farmer Boy. She got bored with that book, so we stopped using it. But it was a beautiful history season with the Peaceful Press, Playful Pioneers. I have a video on that in the card above. I'll try to remember to put all these in the description as well. We've tried a bunch of other histories, which I'll leave that in the description below. So what I decided works best for us is that starting 5th grade, they're gonna start doing a certain type of history, learning about American history, and then we're gonna jump into world history after that with something else. But with the earlier grades, I wanna keep it fun. And so this year for 3rd grade, we're gonna be doing the Magic Tree House, and we're gonna be doing Jessica from the Waldorf's Way, Passport to Adventures. I got this a while back from her, and we never used it. So I printed out all the books that we're going to study. I also printed out the unit, like the daily schedule, the weekly schedule, as well as all of the suggestions for games and books and activities and things like that. And I'm going to have her write notes in the pages that they have provided for notes. We have a bunch of the books that we're going to be using for the Magic Tree House, and then as needed, depending on the topic, we'll be jumping into little storybooks like these to go along with whatever topic we're learning in the Magic Tree House. For geography, we're going to be going through this Amazing Earth book, just something fun to look at all the fun, beautiful places that there are. Maybe one thing every other day, and then when we're not doing this, she'll do 2 pages in this. She's been doing this since last year, the geography, maps, and activities. So it's just a couple of pages of geography. Even though the Good and the Beautiful does have geography, I just like this little workbook. It's just like I said, we just do like 2 pages a day, and it's done. Gives you the basics of the equator, the hemispheres, the oceans, the continents, and it goes into lakes and different parts of the world in more detail. So I'll try to remember also to link this in the description below. Electives. For handwriting, we're gonna do cursive this year, but we're gonna learn cursive with Handwriting Without Tears. She started this last year, but we are going to, she only did a couple pages of it, so we're gonna focus on her doing cursive because she's interested in learning how to write cursive, and her print is so perfect. She writes neater than I do. So we're gonna jump into cursive this year using Handwriting Without Tears. I also have the Good and the Beautiful's creative writing notebook for different days. Maybe there's a day when we have a field trip or something and we don't have time for a full lesson. We can do a little something in here. Or if like maybe I'm not feeling good and I don't feel like doing a whole lesson with her, we'll just do something from here because it's simple and they have the cute writing exercises in here. I also am going to introduce her to typing this year. We're going to use the Good and the Beautiful's typing one and see how that works for her. We're jumping back into poetry tea time because she loved it and she was actually really good at it. So what we're going to use for poetry tea time, I already created like I was going to teach this at our homeschool co-op, so I already created a guide, like what topics we're going to focus on every month. But and that way using this book, the Poetry Patterns book, and it just has different types of poetry they can write, and we're gonna get different books depending on the theme. And then I had this since I was a teenager. I used to write poetry. I used to write Christian poetry and share with my friends. I used to use this rhyming dictionary. So I still have it, and this is to help her with her words to rhyme with and her poems. And then we have this little notebook, which is where she writes her poems and then she watercolors over it. So then you get this pretty little notebook with her poems and pretty paper. We only did a couple. We only did 2 this year because my son was hating on my poetry tea time, so I just stopped it all together. But I'm gonna add it for her this year. And he's gonna come and try to bum all the snacks off of her. I should make him write a poem before I allow him to have any snacks. Another thing we have for electives, this is during her free time. We have the Creative Arts and Crafts books from the Good and the Beautiful, and I like this one so much better than the original one that they had because I can see her doing these crafts more. I'll have an inside look into this another day. And we're also going to be doing in the morning, this is so quick, like for 5 minutes a day, the Song School Spanish 2. Okay, so let's talk about how I am scheduling her week. I've tried all these planners, guys, all these fancy planners, beautiful planners, and I really love them. But there's 2 things I'm using to plan this year. One is this simple planner from Target. It's really just a monthly planning calendar. All it has is a calendar of the month, which I can put all of the field trips in. And on this side, I am writing down the science units and history books that she's doing, just to keep track of when we're starting them. And then if I wanted to, it has time and space inside to write more details, which I may or may not use. I really just wanted the calendar. This is how we're gonna follow along what we do. I do not plan with pages, page numbers, and all that stuff because I've been homeschooling for a while and things never work out when you plan to do certain types of lessons, like, lessons 1 through 4, week 1, and then the second day the kid gets sick or you have your period and you can't teach, and then the entire month or week or year is thrown off. So this is how I plan now. This is called block scheduling, by the way. If you're new to homeschooling, I'll just briefly explain. A block schedule, instead of having time slots where you have from 7 to 8 we do this, 8 to 9 we do this, 9 to 9:35 we do this, we have blocks. So here we do have a block of time from 7 to 8, but within that time frame, this is all the things that we're gonna do. So every day is gonna be the same, except for Tuesdays we have our homeschool co-op. We're not home most of the days, only the morning is gonna be similar. And then Thursdays, once a month, we have our second co-op, which she's only gonna be doing probably math. I don't know why I shouldn't have written Spanish there. Or a field trip day. Otherwise, it's gonna be just like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So first thing we're gonna do in the morning is wash up for the day, and then I'm gonna get a subscription to World Watch News. Allow them, my kids are very like not morning people. And so they need a show in the morning to wake up their brains. And during the school year, it has to be educational, and we have run out of things until I saw that there's this thing called World Watch News, and it's basically 10-minute segments of news, but it's edited so that it's appropriate for kids. So we're gonna do that, and I'm hoping to get my zone cleaning done in the morning because I plan on waking up early, having my morning time, and then doing my zone cleaning as they're watching World Watch News and eating their breakfast at the same time. They'll also do their morning chores at that block. The second block is going to be when I read aloud our book, which we are reading through the Book of Narnia. And then I have a whole list of other read alouds that I'm going to do for my daughter and my son together. And then we're gonna do our loop basket, which I'll share with you in a second. And then that's when she'll do her typing lesson. For the third morning block, she is going to do a science lesson with me, a history lesson with me, language arts, math, and reading alone, and then PE. Now these are subject to change because obviously it looks like a lot jammed into one block, and it depends on how focused the kids are. But I put down outside PE just to force us to get outside, ride a bike, ride a scooter, ride skates, on trampoline, the pool, whatever. Not the pool because it's only going to be about a 20-minute time outside. Then I want to fit in Spanish into this early noon block with because it's quick. And then I want her to do geography and Bible, and then she gets a break to play. After that, we have lunch, Bible, and her any elective that she wants to do. And then we have our after school block, which we're gonna do the pool, the beach, have friends over, go to the park. It'll be the time where I'm gonna cook. There's gonna be non-screen free time, and maybe some games together as a family. And then the evening block after dinner and chores, they'll have their screen time and then their bedtime routines. All right, so I hopped over here to where we're gonna be doing our morning basket to show you some of the things in the morning basket. We have the Radical book for kids, which is part 2 to theology. And that's basically a couple pages a day on a bunch of different topics, such as happy holidays, famous trips in the Bible, more parents aren't perfect, night and day differences, how to glimpse God, a whole bunch of random different topics. We also have this big life journal, and we could do a page in there. It talks about how to be persistent, how to have a strong mind, things like that. Now let me also explain that this is going on a loop schedule. So if you're new to homeschooling, what a loop schedule is, if you have, let's say, 4 books, which I have like 25 books in here. So I definitely have way too many books, and I do have to narrow it down. But let's say you have 4 books, and let's say on Monday you do this book or subject, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, you just keep like taking turns, alternating. Whatever subject is next on the list is what you're gonna do instead of doing the same subject every single day. So that's how we're gonna use this morning basket to mix things up, and mostly because I have so much that I wanna share with the kids. I also have the Tuttle Twins American History book. I have a complete review in the card above. I also have the Answers Kids. I have all of the books, so these will be in here for her as well. If you're not familiar, these are just questions that kids might have about the Bible. For example, how did all the dinosaurs fit into the ark? Did Noah have to estimate how much food to gather, or did God tell him? And so they each have like different topics. So this right here is book 2. This is questions from kids on dinosaurs and the flood and Noah. So book 1 is a different theme. Book 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, they're all different themes. I also have the illustrated stories from Shakespeare, which is an Usborne book. Usborne changed his name to like, I don't know, something else. But this is an Usborne book. And it's this Shakespeare story. It's introducing them to Shakespeare in a way that they'll understand. And then the last thing I have for her is Grandpa's Box, which explains the story of the gospel as the grandfather is sharing with his 2 grandchildren all the little knickknacks that he has in this special little treasure box. So that, also our homeschool co-op. So what classes is my 3rd grader taking this year? What class are you taking this year? What are you taking this year? She's in her jammies right now. She's not feeling too good.
Science.
Okay, she's doing Apology of Science experiments. Oh, piano. She's gonna do keyboarding, like keyboard piano. Okay, what was the 3rd one is?
Story of the world.
Story of the world history, which is fun to do in a class because they're gonna do the projects. And when I was doing Story of the World for my oldest daughter when she was little, it was all fun and games when it was like ancient Egypt. Once it got harder, like the projects were just harder. They didn't have any visuals. Like I had no idea what I was doing. So it's perfect for them to do it. Let someone else teach it and figure it out. And then she can have fun with her friends. So that's what this little one is doing for her 3rd grade homeschool year. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you have a middle schooler, actually, no matter what grade you have, I have preschool all the way up to 7th grade in my playlist. Just go to the playlist and select whatever grade you're homeschooling, and you'll find resources for whatever age that you're homeschooling. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and
we'll see you in the next video.